And I'm just checking to make sure that the signal is okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Looks like we got one person on right now. That's pretty exciting. Um, Chances are, hey, we got one thumbs up too. So it's just, I think there's a little delay. So, all right. I'm trying to read this. Oh, okay, good. All right. How you guys doing? Hello from Switzerland. All right, Robin. We have Robin here. Bonita is here. Awesome. All right, Denise is here. Good. Jennifer. Great. From DC. Jennifer is actually in DC, right down the street. Awesome. All right, guys. So have a little time. I wanted to answer any questions. I know there's so many questions, so I wanted to get back here to answer any. Looks like there's 729 people. So go ahead and ask away. And yeah, let's do it. Oh, we got people from London, Georgia, Florida, Jamaica, UK, awesome, California. All right, Debbie's here from California. Kalamazoo, Missouri. All right. Martha is here in the house, so we can get started now. Eva from Northern Ireland. So I have a question about Ireland. How is the butter there? I could imagine, I buy Kerrygold butter, and it's so good. You guys must have some incredible, rich, vitamin K rich butter over there. All right, what should a teen eat with intermittent fasting? Exactly the same as what we do. There's no difference. Yeah, there's no difference with teens. Especially if a teen is overweight, they can do intermittent fasting. I'm having some issues now with cheese and eggs since keto for 5 years. What do I do? I think what happens too is if you change up your foods so you're not eating the same thing over and over again, it'll be a lot better because sometimes our body, develops sensitivities with eating the same thing over and over again. So switch it up. I eat the same thing each day. I don't have a problem. Some people do. I think cheese is a big problem for people. So I don't think eggs are as much of a problem. Wow, HC said I changed your life. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm a follower of keto, intermittent fasting, and after this, my periods, first time for my life, hormonal imbalance. Wow, please help. So if your periods are, if you're missing a period, for example, what I would do is I would increase your fat-soluble vitamins, specifically vitamin E. That should help the glands. Make sure you do not go low fat. But a lot of women are starting to have more periods, like postmenopausal, and they haven't had it for a long time. So it's normally it's going to help you. Initially, there might be a glitch in the transition, especially if you have insulin resistance. So, but if you keep doing it healthily, it should actually improve your hormones. Hey, Dr. Berg, I had a question about, let's see, fat burns. What's your opinion on Rupert Merman? I don't know who that is, so I couldn't answer the question. Sorry. My mother is better with her arthritis before keto, but one of her fingers is hurting anyway. Could it be? Well, if you do keto and you have more pain, that means you're sensitive to oxalate stones. So you want to cut back on almonds, almond butter, peanut butter, spinach, and chocolate. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Berg, help. My sugar level is high, and my insulin level is also high. Why does my insulin not control my blood sugar level? Well, you have insulin resistance. In insulin resistance, you have a failure to control blood sugars. So you have all this insulin that's high, but it's unavailable to you because it's not going in the cells. So because it's not in the cells, the signal comes back. The pancreas has to compensate by making more insulin, but it's not working. So you have a combination of high blood sugar because there's no control of it, because the insulin is low in the cell, but externally there's high insulin. So that's why you have that problem. It's very common, actually, by the way. Okay. let's see, 48 hours, I fasted, got diarrhea after 12 hours of breaking the fast, and then after that, I'm feeling great. I'll try again in 3 months after 72 hours. When you break the fast, sometimes you have to go really slow with your food because your body is so used to not eating. So don't eat a huge meal if you're fasting for 72 hours. You want to eat a little bit more, a little bit more. Also, if you have diarrhea on this, just change up your vegetables because there is it's usually, when people do this, they start eating more vegetables because I'm telling them, but they're eating ones that they haven't developed the enzymes to break it down. So you just have to slowly go into this with that if you have diarrhea. Okay, increase testosterone at 13 years old. How? You're 13 years old and you want to know how to increase testosterone? Well, one way to do it naturally is just to cut down your insulin by doing keto. Insulin is a killer to testosterone. Okay, I have Cushing's syndrome, that's adrenal high cortisol, but did not test positive for it. Oh, you have the symptoms, okay. Should I keep searching for answers? Yeah, I mean, where is it? My book. I have a book on this. It's called The Adrenal Body Type. You can probably go to my site and watch my videos, but you want to look at the adrenal body type and follow that because that's really a Cushing's syndrome type case. Even though it doesn't show up, it could be a problem in your receptors. Your receptors could be downgraded. That's called cortisol resistance, and that's going to produce more cortisol. Same thing with insulin resistance. So that is very common, and because people are stressed out. So I would go after those. I mean, I have a lot of videos on this, so you just watch the adrenal videos. Okay, any tips for dry intermittent fasting and Ramadan for Muslims? Yeah, it's the same thing, nothing different. Just eat before the sun rises, eat after the sun sets, and you get your 2 meals. Eat really healthy. Just don't drink any water, and I think you're going to be fine. All right. Do you ever incorporate complex carbs into your version of keto diet? Well, what do you mean by complex carbs? We got vegetables, so yes, we want to incorporate vegetable carbs for sure. Are you talking about grains? What kind of carbs? Now, the one thing, if you're trying to gain weight, you really have to watch your carbs and make sure you eat carbs that are like closer to 50 grams. And sometimes it's hard because you're like, what am I going to eat? So you might do some berries, you might do more nuts, but if you're sensitive to that, maybe you could do a little dairy. On some cases, I might recommend a little bit of a yam, but not a lot, probably 1 cup, which will give you like 30 grams of carbs, It's better than a potato. Okay, hi Dr. Berg. Please let me know what my wife should do to satisfy her sugar cravings. Very simple. Sugar cravings are a complete reflection of your insulin levels. So if you keep insulin low, you won't have that push down wave, the reaction after you eat. So you want to get rid of sugar cravings, you have to eliminate sugar from the diet. That's the secret. So you cut the sugar out. Now the body's forced to burn fat. Once the body burns fat, you're not going to burn sugar, so you're not going to crave it. You can add greens, potassium, to lower sugar cravings. Also, there's a really cool thing. It's called gemnema. It's an herb. You can get it. You can even chew on it, and it blocks the taste of sweet. So it ruins the sensation, the pleasure sensation of sweets. So you can, chew on that and then try to eat a sweet, and you can't do it because it's like tastes bitter. So it turns sweet into bitter. All right. So what about candida? Yeah, very simple. Intermittent fasting, healthy keto. Cut the sugar down. Yeast and candida live on sugar. You starve them off, they die, and they don't come back. It's that simple. Okay. I have trouble with extreme fatigue, even though I'm doing intermittent fasting and I'm getting all my veggies. Please help. Yeah, you need the B vitamins. There's a couple things, B5, B1, but nutritional yeast should usually help. There is a product called mitochondrial energy. This is This has a natural B vitamin B1 in it, which is really hard to find, and it's very, very expensive. It was like $8,700 per kilogram of the stuff. The synthetics are like $9 a kilogram. I wanted the real stuff, so that stuff will increase your energy if you work out, especially if you're doing keto, and plus it's in a blend of a lot of other things that support the mitochondria. K2 will also help your energy with keto. K2. It'll give you endurance like crazy. So I take it, really works. Okay. What's your take on parsley? I think it's great. Love it. Parsley has the most vitamin A, more than kale. But of course, it's a pre-vitamin A. But still, it's good. All right, so how do I build muscle on intermittent fasting and low carbs? You're gonna have to increase your calories. You're gonna probably have to keep your carbs around 50 grams and do heavy weights, lower reps, or moderate weights to fatigue. There's no other way. Your calories, though, have to come up. So with me, I have a very fast metabolism. So I have to keep my calories like 3,000, 3,500 sometimes. So the problem is, I love intermittent fasting. I don't feel as great when I eat very frequently. So I'm trying to squeeze it out with 2 meals. And let me tell you, it's not easy. Okay, breastfeeding in ketosis. Is it safe? Absolutely. It's totally safe. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah. I would just, don't do as much strict intermittent fasting, but healthy keto for sure. All right, let's see. What's the RDA for potassium on OMAD, 1 meal a day? Now, I'm just gonna guess, but it's definitely not 4,700. It's probably gonna be 3,000 milligrams per day. Yeah. You don't need as much potassium when you're doing OMAD. You don't need as many nutrients when you're doing OMAD. Awesome. Thank you for the wonderful comments, guys. You guys are very appreciative, and I appreciate that. Don't drink as much apple cider vinegar. It's a lot of acidity. If you don't drink apple cider vinegar and you get this like sour stomach, that means you need a good probiotic. It means there's some flora problems lower in the GI tract. So if you did a good probiotic, I like the liquid one. It's called Effective Microbes. I have more data on my website, but if you take that will get rid of the sour stomach. But some people do have they feel worse when they do apple cider vinegar. Okay, I have a partial tear. Okay, I'm guessing that's ligament. For that, you need manganese, trace minerals, but I would recommend like a whole manganese with a trace minerals blend. That will help. I don't think I have any right here to show you, but that blend will give you the mineral connection to the enzymes that help make collagen. But you can repair tears. One more thing about tears. Vitamin D. Vitamin D, actually, if you're deficient in vitamin D, you could get literally micro fractures too. So vitamin D is so key. All right, let's see. How do I gain weight while taking Ritalin? Honestly, I think I should do a video on this, but I'm very much against Ritalin. I would try taking B1 in larger amounts and the B complex, and there's other things that support the adrenals that will help. But I'll create a separate video on that. But I think it's purely a nutritional problem. Okay, so my sugar is high, and my insulin levels are also high. I think I already answered that question. Oh, no, I didn't. I have a fatty liver, prostate enlargement. Okay, well, the prostate enlargement and fatty liver, what do they have both in common? It's both high levels of insulin. So how do you lower insulin? Simply cut your carbs down, eat less frequent, take more potassium, have the right balance of nutrients. Magnesium will help lower insulin. Exercise will lower insulin. Actually, sun will lower insulin as well. And try to keep a low stress life. Okay, how do I rid brain tiredness after work? I would do the K2. K2 seems to give you a lot of endurance, and you'll feel, you just keep going, 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 going. All right. Is keto okay if you have high cholesterol? Yes. Yeah, because it's going to cut down insulin. Insulin converts carbs into cholesterol. So that's really what's happening. A lot of people end up with lower cholesterol, lower triglycerides when they do keto. Some people will increase their LDL, but that's normal, and I explain it in the videos because we're running off of more fat. So you're going to have more transportation of cholesterol, and that's the lipoproteins, LDL, low-density lipoproteins, and high-dense lipoproteins as well. Those are just carriers of cholesterol. Where do you get K2 from, please? Now, you can get it from a supplement, or you can get it from food. It's in certain grass-fed cheeses. It's actually in goose liver. It's in natto, which is a fermented soy. It's in a little bit of grass-fed butter. It's in pasture-raised organic eggs. So it's in a lot of the fattier foods. Can water retention look like fat around the belly? Yes, it can, especially cellulose. Okay. What's your feeling on oxygen in the blood to heal your body? Yeah, you need oxygen in the blood and in the muscle tissue to heal the body. What will increase oxygen is the vitamin E complex. Tocotrienols, that's the vitamin E complex. I have a whole book on it. It'll increase your oxygen carrying capacity by 250%. And you can do dramatic, see before and after difference in strength of muscle because you have more oxygen into the tissues. What deprives oxygen in the tissues is sugar. It creates a hypoxic state. All right, colon cancer survivor, OMAD, IF, weight loss, stall for months, absorption problem. Well, if you're stalled with your weight, I don't think it's an absorption problem. I think you need to tweak some things with if you had digestive issues, probably there could be damage down there. So you might want to tweak your vegetables, and you might even want to try the carnivore diet for a month and see how you do on that. And then try to cut down some of the, make sure you don't overdo with the protein on the carnivore diet. Okay. Can I lose my period on keto forever? No, I don't think so. Is tinnitus a real big deal? A big deal? No, it's not a big deal, but that usually is, it's kind of a neuropathy problem that usually comes from insulin resistance. So if you did benfotiamine, that may help you. Question, what do you know about the sugar allulose? I like it a lot. I do like allulose a lot because it's a sugar alcohol, and it tastes like sugar, and it's low in the glycemic index. It may be 0, but I'm going to be using it in some future projects. Okay, how do I get rid of keto breath? I had an awful breath since I started about a month ago. I would do the vegetables. So make sure you're doing the 7 to 10 cups of vegetables so you get all the chlorophyll, and kind of cut down your protein. You might be doing too much protein. All right, so my feet and toes itch. Is it liver or gallbladder? Yeah, that's a liver and gallbladder issue. You want to support the gallbladder with purified bile salts. There's a product that I use called Gallbladder Formula. That helps, but it's really a bile deficiency, and you're getting this histamine backup in the body. So I think as you go along in the future and these things start to improve, it's one little red flag that once that gets better, you know the liver and the gallbladder is going to do better. Okay, how can I lower my AST enzymes? You need to, milk thistle is good, but get on the healthy keto plan. Just get the insulin low. Your liver will start to heal. Intermittent fasting is going to be really important. Do apple cider vinegar. Choline, I think, is good. Add more cruciferous vegetables, and your liver enzymes will do much better. All right. Dr. Berg, you talked a little about exercise. Oh, I actually have quite a few videos if you type Dr. Berg with exercise. Should I do long walks in the days off high intensity interval training? Yeah, you should. You should alternate those. Go on long walks on the days that you don't do that. So and I talk about this, you actually extract stress. It's important to do that. I think it's really good because it's increasing oxygen and it's low stress. All right, let's see here. I love popcorn. Can I have popcorn on keto? Unfortunately, no, it's pretty bad on keto. It's just high on the glycemic index. Um, for those of you that like popcorn, you like things that may be salty, I know the starch, what you might want to do as an alternative, one of the best nuts is the pistachio. Do that instead as you transition off your addiction. I'm sorry, your popcorn. Okay, nerve pain in the feet. Any remedies? Yes. Benfotiamine. That's what you need. Benfotiamine. It's a type of B1. What's the best time to take potassium pills? I think in the morning that would be best, because if you take them before bed, you're going to be up all night peeing. Okay, so I'm taking a lot of digest formula for GERD. It's not getting, and I'm not getting the warmness. Should I keep increasing the acidifiers? Yes, you want to do that, but you also maybe, you may see some other benefits from a probiotic too. I like the liquid one that I have. If you take that with the stomach acidifiers, you'll actually take a big stress off the whole system, because you have to look at it like a whole. Also make sure, do a little more intermittent fasting, that will help. All right, which is better for sleep, electrolyte powder or spirulina? Well, spirulina is just a chlorophyll compound. That shouldn't necessarily affect the sleep as much. But the electrolyte powder has magnesium and potassium. Those both are physiological relaxers, and that will help you sleep. All right, another question. If you eat less carbs, you will store less fat. But why do you gain fat?